Hey everyone, my name is Artindi and this is devlog number 10 of the game I'm co-authoring called Paradigm. It's a game where you're trying to get from point A to point B, kind of a puzzle game using the ability to clone. And obviously there's going to be a lot of story involved as well. This time I'm going to try to do it without a script. I've tried to do that in the past and I failed epically, but I feel like I might be able to do it a little bit better now. And anything boring I'll be cutting out. Like if I start rambling about anything, I'll definitely be... Let me know what you think if you like it without a script. I'm going to have a little bit of a poll up top. Just let me know. Wait till the end though, because obviously so far it hasn't been that great. Wait till the end. Let me know if you like it without a script. I want it to be a little bit more relaxed and chill. About 2 weeks ago, I had a kid. I'm a father now, so that's pretty great. You can congratulate me. It feels pretty awesome. But because of that, I took quite a bit of time off work, and so in between not getting any sleep, I put a whole lot of work into the game, and so a lot of progress has been made since last devlog. First thing that I did is I added a new asset. It's kind of a jump pad. Pretty much every platformer game has them. By itself, it's not really that great for puzzles with this particular game. But when I combine it with other assets like the player platform or other things like that, it really can add quite a bit to the game. So it's probably an asset that we're going to keep. Maybe not this exact style, but we'll change it around. Everything that we have, of course, the style will be changed around. Another asset that I've added is a tracker attacker. It has a really dumb name, but it really describes what it does. It's just a robot that sits there until it detects you to either the left or the right. As soon as it does, it moves very quickly towards you, and if it touches you, it will explode and kill you or a clone. Not necessarily you are going to die, and it will explode as well. So this one also doesn't add too much of a puzzle element, but it changes the pace up a little bit in the game, and we don't want it to be constantly puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. Every good game has some variation in pace, and so hopefully this will add that. Third asset that I added, I'm not feeling so good about. I thought this one would be cool. It's kind of a teeter-totter concept where if you get on one platform, or if you have more clones on one platform, then it will go down and the other one will go up. And you can kind of see how that could be a puzzle element in a game with clones, but so far it hasn't been so good. At the same time, the design is really bad. It needs some more work, some more play testing. Speaking of getting rid of assets, the button that I originally created is actually going to go. It doesn't really make sense, and so many other games have buttons, so we're getting rid of it, and taking its place will be a scanner, so that the scanner will do exactly the same thing. We might have different styles of scanners for if they function differently. One type of scanner you walk in front of and it stays on as long as something's in front of it. Another one, as long as you pass in front of it, then it will turn on and stay on. But we'll see where we go with that. That will, of course, also take some more play testing to figure out. Speaking of play testing, we'll probably, I don't know if we're going to make a Discord or something, but we're going to want a lot of people to be able to play test it so that we can fine-tune the puzzles. Any good puzzle game takes a lot of play testing. With all these new assets, I've also created a asset world, just kind of a scene that holds all the unusual assets. So I've also made a kind of a standard template for a level that with everything that a standard level will have, so that way we can use that as the base and then adjust it for whatever we need, and then use the asset world to almost drag and drop assets into the world, kind of like a sandbox level maker that you see in lots of games. It makes level creation a whole lot quicker because we don't have to make any of the assets from scratch, and we don't really have to look through all the different files or scenes to find the asset that we need. Maybe you noticed when I was talking about the button, but I've changed the laser to, instead of just being a sprite making the beam of the laser, I've taken that out and changed it with ray casting so that the laser can reach as far as it shoots. So I can put it wherever I want with any height, and it will beam all the way down to the ground. And then the height will also adjust if anything passes through it. So I think this is a lot more dynamic way to create a laser. Definitely can be put into a whole lot more levels, and it's just a whole lot better of an asset all around. My co-author has been working a whole lot on the game manager, and the game manager really takes a lot of work. It's all very back-end boring. So I'm kind of glad that he's tackling that. But so far we're getting a lot closer. It's getting to where we'll be able to pass through doors and pass into different levels. We may end up with our initial design just being a linear kind of design, but then we'll change it so that we can get to that eventual dream goal of having a semi-open world puzzle game. In debugging, I fixed the elevator asset so it's a lot more versatile and can be moved between levels. Also fixed the scanner. There was a problem when you had multiple clones passing in front of it. Made it so that it will work every time. Also had a problem with jump cancellations. I went and fixed this. I just made it so that you can only let go of the jump button and have it do something if you actually are in the air because you pressed the jump button. I also added a bit of animation to Beckett himself. I made it so that when he comes to a stop, the coat kind of flows around him, kind of has that momentum from his forward movement, as well as when he lands, it kind of has a bit of more of a swoosh. Adds a whole lot more depth to his movement, I guess, makes him feel a little bit more alive. Like in comic books, superheroes were often drawn with capes because capes can convey a lot more movement in the single frames of comic books. That's why we give him a coat in this game, is so that while he's moving around, there's a lot more life to his movement. Speaking of animations, not that that's a really great segue, but I've also added some NPCs because there is backstory, there is story, and the NPCs are there for both the tutorial levels as well as the story throughout the game. These NPCs so far only breathe. This guy is named Miller, and she kind of has a name, but it doesn't work. So if you guys have any suggestions for a name for her, that would be great. Go ahead and put them down, and if we see something we'll like, we'll definitely take it, give you credit. Speaking of the story, I created a animation that I'm kind of proud of because I haven't done a whole lot of animations at all. This, though, does definitely need some work, and it conveys a little bit of the backstory. It's the thing that puts the device on Beckett, and you can kind of see Beckett in there. It's part of the sprite itself as it animates, and then when it finally opens and releases him, Beckett actually disappears, and that's where we'd put the actual Beckett asset into the game. That's everything that we've added to the game since the last devlog. If you like this more kind of slowed down but non-scripted feel, please let me know. Otherwise, if you have any suggestions or comments or questions, I really love those. It helps us think so much more, and sometimes the things you guys say is just perfect for what we need to add. So please feel free to put any comments or anything down. I love your support. If you guys enjoyed this though and you want to see more, you know what to do. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.